Story time on how my password got leaked onto Roblox. This one day, I was on Roblox. I was maybe around the age 7, 8. I was in those really catchy games, called like Escape McDonald's or Escape whoever, you know? I was in all those like games. I'd always join a server with 3 noobs. Not noobs as in bacon hair. Noobs as in yellow, green, blue skin. I didn't think much about it until this one day. I was in one of those catchy games. As I was in it, I made it to this one part of the stage where I saw 3 of the noobs like huddled together in a circle. I was kind of confused, like what's happening, so I was just walking around and like investigating or something. I saw them chatting things. I was like really, really nervous. You will not believe what they chatted. Like for part 2. And thank you so much for the support.
My daughter Savannah is the CEO of faking illness to get out of school. So when she does not feel like being there, she will go to the nurse's office and complain to them that she is really not feeling good so that they call me and I have to go get her. Well, one day after this happens, I walk into the administrative office and everybody is really concerned because Savannah is sitting in a chair like so dramatically like, hi, Mom. And like when I saw her, I burst out laughing. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And everybody looked at me like I was some really bad mom. Like, oh my God, why aren't you more concerned? But as we were walking out, she was walking really slow and actually didn't look good. So even I was a little concerned. I was like, oh my God, honey, are you okay? Until we got to the car when Savannah looks at me and goes, you know what, Mom? I feel better now. And I was like, Savannah, are you serious? And she's like, Mom, do you maybe want to go to Starbucks and have like a girls' day? And I was like, honey, what kind of question is that? You know I do.
So in 5th grade, my sister was dating this guy named Isaiah. And I know 5th grade is really young, but they actually ended up dating for like 5 months. Anyway, so Valentine's rolls around and my sister gets Isaiah this beautiful box of chocolate. And it was a low-key bougie kind of chocolate. You know that chocolate that tastes really good. So she gets to school and Isaiah got her some chocolate too. So she was like, okay. So she's really happy about it. And then she goes to eat it and realizes that it tastes like shit. And her being in 5th grade, she was really offended by this. Like, wow, you really got me some shitty chocolate. So at recess, she was crying and crying and crying, and she was really upset about it. So anyway, she gets on the bus, and I sit next to her, and she's just crying about it. She's like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is so rude. And I was like, it'll be okay. Like, he's a bad boyfriend, this and that. So we get to our bus stop, and we're getting off the bus, and my sister collapses on the floor and starts screaming and crying. And my bus driver looks at her and goes, what is wrong with you? And I go with my 5th grade lisp, boy problems.
So when I was 16, I used to work in a grocery store, and we had one customer that always came in who was very obviously mentally ill. And one day I was bagging her groceries, and she said to me, don't you wish it was back to the cotton picking days? And I was like, And she was like, don't you wish it was back to the cotton picking days? And I was like, as in slavery? And she was like, yes. And I was like, why the fuck would you ask me that? And my manager was like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm gonna have to step away before I throw punch an elderly woman. And she was like, okay, go in the break room. A week later, we found out that woman had a heart attack and died. And I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
One day in 6th grade my teacher was out, so we had to have a sub, and may I just say you should have seen the look of terror on all the kids' faces when the sub walked in, like she is literally Satan's spawn. She looked like Dora but with gray hair. Like, excuse me, do you want me to take you to get you a hair appointment? Keep in mind this lady was Russian, so no matter what she said nobody could understand her. Anyway, she began taking attendance and she called this boy's name, and he liked to be called his nickname, and there was nothing wrong with his nickname, like it was a shortened version of his name. And this dusty, musty, crusty, annoying Oompa Loompa Sid the science kid, smelly like jelly on your belly dwarf lady, refused to call this kid by his nickname and then started to make fun of his name. And I wasn't scared of anything, so I stood up and said, excuse me, he's more comfortable with his nickname. And she screamed at me and like the whole class was defending me and the kid, and I'm just like, seriously Dora, sit down. She was so angry and annoyed with me for sticking up for my friend that she said she would give me detention, and I was not having it with her attitude.
Oh my God! So you're probably wondering what happened. So we were at a stoplight and this car pulled up to us and I was in a good mood, so I rolled down my window and I said, hi. So he looked at me and he looked at his kids, and then he opens his car door and he's like, what's up? I was like, so we all start screaming because he wanted to fight us and I was startled. So then he followed us for about 2 miles and we eventually lost him. And then we were on our way back home. And we're driving and we see these 2 kids vibing to music. So we roll down our windows and we start vibing with them. And then I do like the fake finger gun. And then they pulled out a gun on us. They pulled out a Glock on us. So we all screamed and we drove off. Don't listen to your parents and don't talk to strangers.
Story time. Once me and my Tio were outside and we were playing and found a dead butterfly. My Tio grabbed flowers and said to the dead butterfly, "Will you marry me?" Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy.